we got a couple more broken windows right here. And there's some pretty ornate kind of like paper designs with birds on them and some wood framing on the window over here. It's kind of neat. Seems like there was probably some hopes and dreams in this restaurant that maybe, I guess they didn't stay the course, or they didn't come to light all the way. It's kind of neat. There's this big area where you can drive through and I guess pick somebody up. Kind of reminds me of a hotel where they come out and get your license plate number or whatever. But clearance of 10 feet 8 inches. There's some pretty cool ornate kind of statues over there, Chinese, Asian looking statues. So we'll go have a look at those in a minute, but maybe we'll look and see if we can peek inside a little bit. You know, of course, without going in. I'm not one of those break the law channels and try and sneak in and out of there, because let's face it, we're in Albuquerque and you never know what's in there. So, here's the last thing that resided in the buffet, or in the location. It's a AA buffet. Still got their tapestry up on the side of the wall. And that was here for quite a while, more than 10 years. So, yeah. There's this kind of little partition wall around the area. Kind of fun to look at. I don't know. For me, anyway. Alright. I smudged off a little piece of the dirt on the window here so I can poke my camera in there, but I'm not sure you're going to be able to see much inside there. Yeah, it doesn't look like you're going to be able to see much in there, but there's another set of, actually there's a set of glass right there that goes into the dining area or kitchen area. And I can see a buffet back in there, and I can see some etched glass with like koi on it. So some pretty stuff in there, and you can't really make it out, but to the left here there's a fountain, and it looks pretty cool. This little section of the door was boarded up over here, and you can see the City of Albuquerque Environmental Health Department approved stamp there for Albuquerque. It's a piece of tile that was busted off over here in the mailbox. And yeah, over there in that area used to be Hastings, which a lot of us in Albuquerque are missing right now. No really good place to go anymore to get used DVDs and trade in your old DVDs and stuff. So this is one of the ones I used to go to all the time. Had a pretty neat cafe to it, and I knew a lady that used to work there, and she always used to give me a good price on my trade-in DVDs. So yeah, I miss it. Now there's just a dumb old gym over there. There's a pretty ornate looking statue. I'm not sure what he is. Is he a tiger? Is he a dragon? What is he? Is he a gargoyle? Looks like he's holding the ball. My guess is that he's a lion. I don't know. And then there's some pretty ornate looking kind of woodwork right there on the side. That's a pretty, you know, good looking woodwork right there. Looks pretty impressive. It's a pretty neat looking restaurant. We got this guy over here, and what is he, huh? He's got two faces, or he's got a young one with him, one or the other. Maybe this one's mama, and this one's baby, and over there is daddy. So this little shopping center it has been a place that I've been wanting to come and film for a little while now, be out here filming, and that's because when I was a kid there was some things over here I used to go to. Over there where you see that Dr. Dental sign, kind of there in the corner, used to be a place called Grandma's Music and Sound. It was in that little shopping center there for a while. And also there was a Radio Shack over here, now that I remember correctly. I think that was over here in the corner kind of area. But Grandma's Music and Sound for those of you who don't know, was pretty much the best place to go get a guitar or pick up some drums or get some guitar picks or a new set of strings or whatever. And local business that ended up moving and went out of business here only a few years ago. So that's kind of unfortunate. I think they got drove under by the internet sales and the Guitar Center and big corporate businesses and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty unfortunate. But yeah, some of you might be arguing with me about the location of the grandma's, but it was right there in the corner, and then it moved where you see the kind of archway that's right there. Then it moved to that location, just a couple of feet down to a bigger location, and that happened in the 90s. And so I remember when it was in both places, and I used to shop there. Pretty cool stuff. We'll go over there and kind of check it out. So yeah, location by the Dr. Dental, and then it moved over here to this little location, and it was actually bigger than the other one. So that was what's kind of cool. Went from being a smaller store to being a bigger store, to being an even bigger store, and then to not being a store at all. So I'm gonna put the camera. I think we could see in there pretty good. Let's see what's going on. Yep, we see in there pretty good. And this is where Grandma's Music and Sound used to be. And believe it or not, I thought this was a great big store back in the day. It kind of was. We didn't really have the big box stores. When I was a kid, like we do now, so we kind of had to rely on these mom and pop places. And you got to have a relationship with the people that worked there. And it was a whole different kind of thing. It was actually I'd say it was a lot cooler. Because there's a bumper sticker that says Premier Audio Products down on one of those poles. And that was probably left over from the Grandma's Music and Sound days. So I hope I'm not booming into this microphone. I got it right here next to my face. So anyway, anybody remember going to Grandma's? Not your grandma's, but Grandma's Music. So this little place over here that says Renegade Combative Tactics, that is actually a place called Kung Fu Sensu, and it moved from down the road on Juan Tabo to this location, and then a little while later it changed its name. A friend of mine took martial arts over here for just a little while, and then he switched over to the brand of martial arts that I subscribe to, which is Chinese Kempo. So a little bit different kind of styles. I don't know much about this style, but I know that there were little subtle differences and so on. And we'll see if we could take a peek in there. I don't know whatever happened with this facility, but I came by here a couple of times and it looked like they were getting together pretty nice. They had some pretty cool belt tests that I observed them doing one time before, and some bags hanging in here so you could do some bag work. And it looked like they had a pretty good fitness strategy and combat strategy that they were working on. So I'm not sure whatever happened to them, but if you're interested about knowing about Kung Fu Sensu, you can find more information on the internet. And then you can see some videos of the old school over here too, even from back in the day when it was on Juan Tabo. I remember seeing those a few years ago, so they're definitely there if you'd like to see them. This little area right here is a little fun place to skateboard at. I know I used to do that when I was a kid. It was kind of funny when I come over here to Domino's Pizza every once in a while. Not when I was a kid, but later in life, I'd go to that Domino's and I'd come over here and I'd see kids over here skating. It was kind of a reminder to me that no matter how many things change, sometimes a lot of things stay the same. So that was kind of a hopeful thing to see. And too bad there's no people skateboarding over here right now. Have something more interesting to film. And then I wonder if that little opening in there was there all that time. I just can't remember if they put that in later on or if it was, you know, always closed like that. All right, now we get to the other place over here that I kind of was alluding to that has been closed down for a little while. It's only closed down maybe a couple of years ago. It's hard to exactly say, and just so everybody out there knows, this closed down like before COVID happened. So, you know, not all these closures are, you know, all about COVID and all that kind of stuff. So, I love making these videos and I like to put them on different forums on Facebook and stuff like that. But then I get all these people sometimes that want to spout out all their political stuff and have all these little political debates down in the thread of the video, you know, in the comment section. And that's really a bummer because then, you know, the video ends up getting taken down and I can't even get out there and share it with the world because, you know, people want to have their little political feuds, you know, over my video. So anyway, these videos are meant to be enjoyed and they're not for political use. And like I said, not all these places that are closed down on account of COVID or anything like that. So this place is Village Inn at 840 Juan Tabo. And I remember when it closed down, they didn't have these fences up, and people started kind of camping out over here right away. Oh, that scared me. And yeah, maybe I'll walk around this building and get a little bit of a better view of what's going on. Okay, this is about as close as we're going to get to the entrance over here. You can kind of see these are the doors that you would come in and out of over here. There's a duplicate set on the other side. Used to take my kids over here and get a burger every once in a while, and we'd just hang out and talk. It was open about the time that they were starting high school, and so we used to come over here sometimes after my daughter would get up out of school and just kind of hang out and eat food and stuff. And the service got pretty bad at the end over here. That's the only thing that I gotta say. I guess I shouldn't even say that. My mom told me, if you're not gonna say anything nice, then don't bother to say anything at all. And I guess I should kind of stick to that. But I guess it wasn't too bad. But the food was pretty good, you know. I remember my aunt used to come over here all the time and brag about eating over here and hanging out over here at night. When I was younger, we used to hang out at Denny's and IHOP more than this place, but it was kind of a cool alternate place to go and drink coffee all night long. If you don't mind looking through the blinds over here, then here's kind of a view of what's going on inside there now. Looks like it's all ready to become another restaurant again. And so if anybody's looking for a place to open up a restaurant, looks like this is kind of a turnkey operation over here.